My name is Albert Bell, and I have the privilege of being the author of several books. A couple of them that I would like to talk about for a few minutes are written for children in the 9 to 11-year-old age range. The first one came out in 2007. It's called The Secret of the Lonely Grave, and the sequel to that is coming out in 2010, and it's called The Secret of the Bradford House. The Secret of the Lonely Grave, the two investigators, Steve, who is 11 and is white, and his friend and neighbor Kendra, who is also 11 and is African American, the two of them discover that this lonely grave, the one that sits off by itself, has a connection that goes all the way back to the Civil War and the Underground Railroad. And most people in their town have forgotten that there was this connection. So the two kids do the investigation and bring out the truth that the town has this sort of link back to a very important part of American history. In The Secret of the Bradford House, the kids discover that this old house near their homes, which is being renovated, actually has some connection back to the First World War and to a soldier who suffered pretty badly during that war. Both of the books are set in southwestern Kentucky near Lake Barkley and a recreation area called the Land Between the Lakes. I've tried to bring out a contemporary setting and give it some connection with a historical event. I also have tried to put some things in the books that I think will appeal to young readers. And when I visited schools and talked with kids, they've told me that they like these parts of the book. In the first book, there is a bully who picks on Steve quite a bit. And every kid has experienced something of that sort at some point, and they've seen that sort of thing happening in the schools. In the second book, there's a new kid in the neighborhood, Rachel Mendoza, who I describe as 11 going on 15. And she gets interested in Steve and begins to see Kendra as a potential rival. One of the problems that I have found, and if I had planned a series I might have thought about this a little more carefully, is that Steve and Kendra live several miles outside of town, and so the only way they can get anywhere is for an adult to haul them around. It's always a problem when you're writing a series of books. What do you do with the characters in previous books in order not to spoil the story if somebody reads the books out of order? I have always enjoyed reading and telling stories. My first success was having something in the high school literary magazine when I was a senior in high school. I actually got paid for something in 1972, and that was quite a thrill, to get paid for something that I had written. In addition to writing children's books, I write in several other genres as well. I have written a couple of nonfiction books. One is called Exploring the New Testament World, which is used in some college classes, I understand. I wrote another one about Don Larson's Perfect Game in the 1956 World Series. There's actually sort of an inside joke. In the Bradford house, Steve is reading a book that his father has sent him, which is my book about Don Larson's Perfect Game in the World Series. It's called Perfect Game, Imperfect Lives. I have also written several mysteries for adults, mostly based on my interest in Roman history. I've used a real person, Pliny the Younger, and turned him into a fictional detective. Had a lot of fun doing that. And the second book in that series, called The Blood of Caesar, was named one of the 5 best mysteries of 2008 by Library Journal. So maybe I'd have more success if I settled down into one genre, but I just enjoy writing a number of things, and hope that I'm doing some pretty good work in all of those categories.